Hello, so good day everyone. I'm Paul Christian and Martin and section BSE 3C. So for today's video is about tidal energy. So before the next slide, what is tidal energy? So tidal energy is harnessed by converting energy from tides from useful energy. Usually ito yung power na nakakakuha tayo ng electricity. So itong pagtaas ng or tidal energy, it is the useful form that we can produce another energy to useful energy, like yun nga sabi ko, electricity. So here are the causes and frequency of tides. So high and low tides are caused by the moon. The moon's gravitational pull generates something called the tidal force. So that's the reason why yung tubig tumataas kapag yung because of the moon's moon's gravity. So the tidal force causes earth and its water to bulge out on the side closest to the moon and side farthest from the moon. These bulges of water are high tides. So ayan nga, because of moon's gravity, hinihila niya yung nagkakaroon ng force from the earth na nagkukos yung tubig to bulge. So most coastal areas, with some exceptions, experience 2 high tides and 2 low tides every lunar day. Unlike a solar day, however, a lunar day is 24 hours and 50 minutes. So ayan nga yung may mga coastal areas experience yung 2 high tides and 2 low tides every lunar day. So ayan nga, hindi kagaya ng solar day. Yung lunar day is 24 hours and 50 minutes kung mangyari. So ayan, because of the earth rotates through the tidal bulges every lunar day. Coastal areas experience 2 high and 2 low tides every 24 hours and 50 minutes. High tides occur 12 hours and 25 minutes apart. It takes 6 hours and 12.5 minutes for the water at the shore to go from high to low or from low to high. So ayan yung because sa yung mga bulges na yan, sabi nga 2 tidal every lunar day, na nakaka-experience sila ng dalawang high tides and dalawang low tides every 24 hours and 50 minutes. So here this is the image that mas maintindihan natin. So ayan frequency of tides. So ayan nga, tidal bulge due to greater gravity than the center of the earth. So sabi nga, mas great yung gravity ng moon kaysa dun sa center of the earth. So and the moon's gravitational pull, so ito nagsisilbing high tide yung side to side, and yung taas is low tide. So hinihila niya by the moon gravity. So ayan tidal value to less gravity than the center of the earth. Ito greater kasi nakaharap siya sa moon. So ito naman kasi mas malayo siya, less yung gravity. So as the moon's position changes, 2 tidal bulges rotates around the earth. These bulges represent 2 tides, while the corresponding flat sides indicate low tides. So here is the low tide. So next one, the high tide on the side of the earth facing the moon is called the high tide. The high tide caused by the bulge on the opposite side of earth is called the low tide. A low high tide may be understood as the moon's tidal force pulling the planet that the ocean toward it. So ayan nga, pag nakaharap siya yung earth sa moon like this side, much greater gravity than the center of the earth. Sabi ito, moon's gravitational pull. So hinihila ng gravity of the moon, yung mas greater than yung gravity ng moon than the center of the earth. So ayan yun nga, paliwanag. So on the side facing the moon, so here This is the image facing the moon. So the gravitational attraction between the earth and the moon is strongest on the side of the earth that happens to be facing the moon, simply because it is closer. This attraction causes the water on this near side, so ayan, of the earth to be pulled toward the moon. As gravitational force acts to draw the water closer to the moon, inertia attempts to keep the water in place, but gravitational force exceeds it and the water is pulled toward the moon, causing a bulge of water on the near side toward the moon. So here's the image. So ayan nga, the facing the moon. So mas malakas yung gravity ng moon that it causes a high tide. So next one is on the side opposite the moon. So on the opposite side of the earth, or the far side, the gravitational attraction of the moon is less because it is farther away. So wait, basahin ko po muna. So here, inertia exceeds the gravitational force and the water tries to keep going on a straight line, moving away from the earth, also forming a bulge. So here is some explanation. Gravity and inertia act on opposition on the earth's oceans, creating tidal bulges on opposite sides of the planet. On the near side of the earth, the facing so is the side facing the moon, the gravitational force of the moon pulls the ocean's water toward it, creating one bulge. On the other far side of the earth, inertia dominates, creating a second bulge. So here makikita natin, ayan, high tide and low tide. So the opposite naman, di ba, sabi? So gravity and inertia act in opposition on the earth's ocean, sabi, creating tidal bulges on opposite sides of the planet. So ito nga, opposite. So next slide is, so this is the largest tidal power stations as of May 2021. So here in South Korea, this is the largest Siwa Lake tidal power station. So the capacity of this is 254. So in country South Korea. So this is the year. So France tidal power station, so 240 yung kanyang capacity, and from France and 1966. So nauna ito. So Annapolis Royal Generating Station, so medyo maliit lang ito, in Canada 1984, and May-Gen 6 in United Kingdom 2017. And Jingsha Tidal Power Stations, pinakamababa 3.2 in China in 1980. So this is the example of what we call tidal power stations. So ayan. So ayan yung example picture ng tidal power station. Ito yung nasa Siwa Lake tidal power station here. This is the power station in Korea. So types of tidal power. So number 1 is tidal stream generator, tidal barrage, the second, and the third is tidal lagoon. So here, tidal generator, tidal stream generator are very similar to wind turbines, except they are below the water's surface instead of above or on land. The water's current pushes the blades of the turbine, which is connected to a generator that creates electricity. So ayan, the tidal stream generator is it is just a wind turbine, sinabi nga na, pero nasa ilalim siya that every tidal waves come, nag-i-spin yun and nagpo-produce sang electricity yung generator na nakakonect dito. So tidal stream generator are able to produce much power electricity than wind power plants, mainly because water is much denser than air. However, water's high density also means that tidal turbines need to be much stronger than wind turbines, making them more expensive to manufacture. So yan nga, mas maganda to, mas effective that it is producing more electricity than wind power plants, because sabi nga the water is much denser than air. So but however, this is mostly more expensive or costly, na mas mahal to manufacture, kasi nga we need some uh, stronger LEC, or the machine that other like wind turbines, kasi humahangin lang, mas maganda, mas magaan. So dito naman, kung like wind turbines lang yung gagamitin natin dito sa tidal stream generator, maybe it can masisira lang. So we need more stronger than the wind turbines. So tidal stream generator turbines are large, but they create relatively little disruption to the ecosystem around them as compared to tidal barrage. So yeah, the world's first tidal stream generator was constructed in 2007 at Strangford Lough in Northern Ireland. So this is the image of how tidal stream generator. So ayan, like, it is like may LEC siya, then yung generator, then ayan yung sea level, di ba? Pag mataas yung sea level, gumagana yan. So ayan po. So my next group mates will report the other slides. So
hello guys, my name is Sanel Excel, C Corpus from BSE 3C. Okay, the reporting is tidal stream generator. Nauna, ang report pong ito ay pinangunahan ni Paul Christian, na susundan ko lang po. And this is the example of tidal stream generator. Okay. Based on feature about the sea level, this is a tidal stream, yung parang LEC ho, na kumukuha ng energy. And then yung concrete block, ito po yung mismong base or stand ng tidal stream. And about the gravity and sunken file. And this is the ocean floor and tripod. Ang tidal stream generator po ay very similar to wind turbine, except they are below the water. And more electricity than wind power plant, mainly because water is much denser than air. And tidal stream generator turbine are large, but they create relatively little destruction to ecosystem around them as compared tidal barrage. And then types of turbine used in tidal stream generators. For example, halt or horizontal axis wind turbine. And ito yung horizontal, nakatayo, ay nakababaho pala yung example of wind turbine. And then yung vertical axis wind turbine, this is example, yung about nakatayo. Ito po ang example, yung vertical axis wind turbine, itong Sabinus turbine. And then horizontal axis wind turbine, tower turbine, parang yung windmill ho. And then for example ulit na ho ng vertical axis wind turbine, yung parang nag-ipon po ng water energy sa ilalim ng dagat. And the example of feature is CGen Tidal Energy Generator or Stanford Large. Next, and number 2, tidal barrage. Tidal barrages are low walls dams usually installed at tidal inlets or estuaries, and similar to traditional hydroelectric dams, sluice gates are used to create a reservoir on one side of the barrage. The barrage is secure to the seafloor, while the top of the barrage is just slightly above where the water level hits during the highest tide. And tidal turbines are located toward the bottom of the barrage inside a tunnel, which allow water to flow through. And this is an example of range tidal powered barrage in France. And number 3, tidal lagoon. A new tidal energy design option is construct circular retains wall embedded with turbines that can capture the potential energy of tides. The created receivers are similar to those of tidal barrage, except that the location is artificial and does not contains a pre-existing ecosystem. The canceled tidal lagoons, Swansea Base in Wales, United Kingdom, would have been the first tidal power station of this type once built. And this is the advantage of tidal energy. First, tides are easily presentable. And second, inexpensive to maintain. And 3, reliable and renewable source of energy. And 4, high energy density than other renewable energy form. And 5, it's produce no greenhouse gases or other waste. And vertical axis turbine and offshore turbine are inexpensive to build and have less environmental impact. And tidal turbine are 80% efficiency, which is higher than solar or wind energy generator. And barrage reduce the damage of high tidal surge on the land. This is the example of advantage of tidal energy. Was commonly and easily to use and renewable and reliable to source of energy. Ang tidal energy po ay isang magandang energy source na renewable and reliable. Tapos po iwas maintenance or hindi po siya hassle. Tapos po tuloy-tuloy po ang flow ng energy based sa agos ng tubig na nanggagaling sa dagat. And this is the disadvantage of tidal energy. Initial construction cost is very high. Formation of silt behind the barrage, effects on animals and plants living near tidal stations, very few situation sites for constructing barrage, disturbs migration of living creatures in the oceans, water cannot be replenished, and hence dirt gets settled within the coast. It's produced power for only about 10 h of 10 hours of the day when the tides is moving in and out. This is disadvantage of tidal energy. And the future of tidal energy. Tidal energy has the potential to offer all powers we need, eliminating the needs for fossil fuels. As staged by Atlantic's energy, the tides moves a huge amount of water. Twice a day, harnessing it could provide a great deal of energy, around 20% of Britain needs. And however, as tidal energy has only been available for a few decades, many challenge remains. British companies and universities and currently developing a new waves technology supported by grants from 50 million Marines Renewable Development Funds. Almost 10 years ago, the Southwest Regional Development Agency installed the Wave Hodge, the most technological, sophisticated open access sites for testing offshore renewable technologies above 16 kilometers of the Cornwall coast. Another company also making a splash in the United Kingdom in the European Marine Energy Centrum, or EMEC, in Orkney. This is the future of tidal energy, and this is end of my video. Thank you po.